All right, what it is, what's up? Let's get straight down to business today. Let's take a sip of water first. Gotta stay hydrated. I wish I had some more water. I don't. Okay. So we are going to get straight into the backwatch list today, and then we'll talk about our trades at the end of the day. So if you're interested in trades that I took today, it'll come at the end. Cool. So let's get some of these. Is this worth being on the back watch? This seems like it's consolidating, but I mean, looks good. So I'll just keep it. All right. So we have 121 names on the back watch list. Let's see what got faded today. IBP definitely has to go. SMCI. Shout out to you. You really did your thing at the end of the day. Really did your thing. A lot of stocks actually reversed literally right at the end of the day to go green. SMCI was definitely negative on the day. This one, I don't know, man. I guess it's still good. Let's keep going. What was all this? AMD, yeah, AMD did a little reversal at the end of the day. Looks pretty good. Um, I don't know about this one. This one's cool. Sure, that'll work. No, you gotta go. Okay. That'll work. Wings, that'll work. You gotta go. Cool. Okay, so we can move this to possible peds and yeah, still doing this thing. CLDX, yeah, you can stay. MGNI, yeah, I guess. Looks decent. Okay, you gotta go. I feel like you have to get out of here too. You haven't been doing shit. Um, yeah, we already have this one as a possible as a no, we don't. Okay, so this one, okay. Uh We're at number 56, but I can't find this. FRPT. Right? Cool. This is a possible P, and really, we're going to move this over here. So we'll just shuffle some things around, come back here, get rid of that. All right. And then on the back watch list, FRPT. There we go. Still looks pretty good. Exxon, yeah, still strong moves in this aerospace and defense sector. Got another aerospace and defense sector that was gapping up after market. So once again, I did believe that this space was kind of strong. So I said I think maybe a thing was starting in it. We've seen a couple just come out of nowhere. And now we have some more coming out of nowhere. This is, I mean, pretty much the basic sign that you need to know to confirm that yes, this sector is actually indeed becoming hot. And when the sector is indeed becoming hot, you should probably focus on trading the setups in that sector, right? And that is what we did today. So today, okay, I guess this one bounced. It looks pretty strong. MRSN, I don't know anything about this. Cool. Yeah. Some of these is like pulling back, but not, they trying to stay strong. We'll see. So we did start off at 121. We're already down to 112. We only removed 9. I could be being generous though. Like some days I might remove the CPRX and some days I might not. Today's one of the days I might not. Yeah, but some of these are actually definitely weaker. So what is this NTRA? I mean, we gotta check to see if some of these has earnings. We gotta validate them, I guess. Not even might not even be high earnings. Like Hims. I don't know. Hims kind of did a PED setup. I think on an hourly it looked really good, if I do recall. Yeah, on an hourly it looked real good. Um, it's actually take some screenshots of this. And inside that we can just Um, yeah. So see, we should have took a picture of that yesterday, but we didn't. So they recovered for it today. Um, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you're not cutting it today. Yeah, elf. Okay, cart. You are okay. You probably will. Another day like that will definitely get rid of you tomorrow. Dale's falling out of place. Um. Okay. Cool. Yep. Yep. RVLV. Cool. Looks decent. Okay. You look like you're failing your breakout, but we don't know yet. CMNA. Same thing. Okay, we already got it in the possible list of peds. HOOD. What happened with this? Okay, that's what happened. Cool. That definitely took away some money from our IRA. Um, unfortunately, ban is falling apart. Cool. Give it some time. Root had his first red day. His actual first red day. Now would probably be the time to short. Maybe I'll look into shorting tomorrow. First actual red day. People wanted to short this so bad. They shorted here, here, here. People just trying every single fucking day. It's like, what are you doing? Wait for it to actually, end red. Like it's never ended red. But it always had like these wicks. And I can understand like this day trying to short because it had a really nasty wick down. Only like 8% though. That's not, I mean, for me, that's not enough. It's not showing enough weakness. Um, but yeah. All right, this stock is still just grinding up. Dual gotta go. CDNA, you can stay. Yeah. GDRX, you gotta go. AI is out of there for sure. GCT, you look nasty. I really want to get rid of you because how you look, but we won't. Um, yeah, ACMR had a nasty bar. ACMR probably gonna get dropped. Yeah, we're just gonna drop it now. BBAI, cool. You can't get dropped now, but you did pretty bad today. ET, yeah. Cryptos, the crypto you bounced pretty nice. Nice for you, so you can stay. CXAI, yeah, fell apart. LVTX, you fell apart. MSTR, you did a massive drop. How much is this? You was up here, man. So you pulled back 22% in one day. Yikes. You are a large cap. It's not good. Um, yeah, I mean, could just bounce tomorrow though. Okay, so we had 121. We still have 93, which means the market is definitely not overall weak. Things are still showing follow through, and we're still getting new opportunities every day. They might just not follow through as much. All right, so 188, 260. We have to go over the list with 260 fucking names, man. I do not want to go over 260 names. I really do not, but here we are. So, yeah, crowd. We're gonna try to speed run this today because I don't know, man. I just maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just not feeling up for the challenge today or something. Like I don't get it. Um, yeah, but we're gonna talk about our trades at the end of today. So after we get done prepping and doing all this, we'll talk about all the trades we took. To be honest with you guys, I made money today, and today was probably not a great day to make money in the market. Um, but I traded pretty. I didn't trade that good today. I just chose the right stocks, and that means I traded really good. But my execution is the same as always. It's lacking. It's not the best. I'm still doing a little bit more random stuff than I would like. I mean, than I would like to admit, but we have to face the music and just accept the fact that hey, we're going through something right now. We're still kind of not following our rules, doing what we're supposed to be doing, still a little edgy, I guess. and probably, not try and probably not. We're definitely holding ourselves back a little bit with our execution errors because all we have to do is just stick to um the good. Like that's all we really have to do. All we have to do is not the good. Like all we have to do is just stick to the regular execution, not anything like good. Just doing the basic stuff for our execution, avoiding the bad stuff that we know we shouldn't be doing, but we do anyways. And that would probably protect us a lot. Sometimes it makes us money, being risky. And I think that's kind of the issue because I made some money in January doing maybe riskier things, entering pre-market or entering post-market, doing things that statistically I know don't have an edge, but I feel like my discretion said, hey, on this stock is going to work this day, doing things like that. And because I was making money doing that during the free money market period that we just had trading gappers, because that's all I trade, right? Um, moving out of that time of the market has been a little bit difficult for my execution. I'm still choosing the best stocks of the day every day consistently. I'm still getting into the best stocks. The issue is my execution. So, yeah, that's kind of the issue here. So we got a lot of stocks popping up that I don't remember seeing before. And yeah, this looks like this could have been a possible. I don't know what this is. Let's see when this had earnings. Let's just keep seeking alpha up. All right. Seeking alpha. Tell me the truth. We got earnings here February 15th. KNSL. Is this February 15th? Yes. So this gapped up the day after the news. I gotta think about how we're gonna solve this. Um what's up, A2? A27. Uh I mean TC2000 tells you the earnings. I mean, I just put them in my columns. See next earnings. Oh, you're saying like, oh, they have like a little marker there. Yeah, that'd be nice. Mm, it's a great idea because I know other charting platforms have that for sure. I don't know why they don't have it. Matter of fact, we can probably just like message them and tell them to put it on there, and they probably would. They actually do make updates and change things um, frequent. So this would have been a Peach setup yesterday. So KNSL broke out yesterday, but it really broke out today. So I'll just go in here, put like 3/5/2024 KNSL. Uh, it's like this on the hourly. Oh, so this literally just broke out. This just broke out in the after. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So we could possibly trade this tomorrow, but yeah, this just literally just broke out in the after hours. Um, it's interesting because now it's like gapping up. That doesn't really give you a great risk reward, I would say. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess sucks. All right. No, 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 no. Get back to work. We got a bunch of these to go through. Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You look good, bro. Come on. All right. KNSL. Yeah, I would say that's breaking out. We added that one already. Cool. Um, this is probably doing something too, right? The thing is, when I did my original breakout study, I never looked at PED setups. Oh, thank you, man. Uh, I never looked at PED setups, post earnings announcement drift setups. And there's two levels. So most people don't know this, but there's actually two levels. It's called post earnings announcement because most people don't realize this. You have an official's earnings that comes out, and then you have when the company announces their earnings. So you have two. There's actually 2 days, right? So required, there's a 10Q four times a year. There's a 10Q announcement comes 4 times a year. Now, if we look at this, and I know because I've studied this tons of times. Why did I get rid of why did I get rid of I just said, keep this up. What am I doing? All right. Anyways, well, that loads all extra slow, right? So there's an announcement that comes out, and then there's your 10K and your 10Qs, or maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. So it's 10K, not 10Q. There's a 10Q though, I believe. Or am I stupid? I could be going crazy. Anyways, there's a 10K, and the 10K is the earnings. So your 10K is your annual report. Once again, no, I think I'm right, man. I'm pretty sure it's a 10Q. Am I tripping? Yes, it's a 10Q. Right, there is a 10Q. I'm not lying. Anyways, the 10Q, I'm pretty sure is the official announcement, and the 10K is like any news that's reported based on like the earnings. 8K is news that is reported, and it has to be reported to like some type of SEC. Boom. It's like the SEC, or I think it's just the SEC. That there's the stuff that just has to be reported to the SEC. Like, oh, someone brought a bunch of shares that's inside of another company. We have to record this transaction. That gets labeled under 8Q. So 8Q is like news that 8Q is described as news that has to be reported because all shareholders should know. While you see like a lot of this other stuff, hey, this analyst raised the price target. That's just basic headline stuff. It doesn't have to be reported to the SEC. But the 10K, the 10Q, and the 8Q does. But 10K is like not official news, not official. It's not an official release from the SEC. So it's not an official earnings announcement. And if I went to something like FMP, right, and I went to get out of here. No, bruh. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Quit asking me dumbass questions. Anyways, if I went to something like if I go to like financial statements here, and I go to annual reports of form 10K. Oh, okay. So it is 10K. I'm stupid. I guess I'm wrong. So I don't know what the 10Q is. Am I wrong? I still don't feel like I'm wrong. But I don't know. Anyways, there's the 10K. The point is this, that there's 2 different announcements. There's your earnings announcement, and then there's your official announcement that's released by the SEC. So you have a official earnings announcement. This is what the PED is about. So do not get this confused. And then you have your official announcement that is released by the SEC. So you have a announcement that's released by the company. This is when your transcript come out. So if I go here, I can look at the earnings transcript here, blah, blah, blah. I can see the earnings transcript has 1 day. But then if I go to, the SEC filings, and I go to like this or something. Okay, well, they don't have one specifically that says 10K or 10Q here. But if I go to like earnings and I go to earnings historical calendar, you'll see we'll have something in here that says official date. Somewhere in here. Nope. Earnings confirmed. This is not really the official date. I can't find it. And I don't want to spend a bunch of time because we got other stuff to do. But the dates, okay, date and publication date. So publication date, this will be when they announce they're going to give their earnings. And this is going to be the date they actually do it. So there's a couple of different things from these APIs. I mean, regardless, yeah, the earnings date, this will not always match what the SEC does. So you see like this says February 27th, but if I went and looked for the official release on the SEC website, which I don't know how to do, I'm not about to pull that up. Um, or I probably could. But I'm not about to do. I'm not about to get into all that. The point is, there's two different dates. The drift, post earnings announcement drift is based on the company giving the announcement, not the SEC giving the actual official release. So there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. And this is important for when you're actually trying to study, even though most people pay no attention to the actual official announcement that the SEC puts out. They pay attention to the earnings announcement that these news websites put out regardless. Most news websites don't even report on the official SEC release, whatever it is. Sometimes the SEC release and the earnings announcement is on the same day. Most of the time, it is not. It appears. Well, that's not true. Not most of the time. A a a good amount of times. It's not 50-50. It's usually on the same day, but sometimes it's not. All right, so let's continue. But this looks like, from my point of view, this gapped up on earnings February 27th. So we look at February 27th, we see we have this, we have this here. Boom, ba ba bow, ba booey, right? Um, right. So this is clean. This is clean right here. And we get this gap up and then it goes sideways. This looks like this could be another potential post earnings announcement. So yeah, it seems to me like probably most of these actually happen. This happens a decent amount where we get this and we get this consolidation. That's why I'm looking on the hourly, because I believe the hourly is the key to that breakout range. That breakout range probably looks more detailed, more better on the hourly. Every single one of these that I look on the hourly looks a lot more cleaner than on the daily. As you can see, we start to see the actual real range that's being formed here. Some of these don't have ranges yet, but yeah, so CVNA looks terrible on the hourly, but it also looks terrible on the daily. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. But like NC, this doesn't look that great on the daily, but on the hourly looks pretty good. You can see a clear defined range. Like I can draw some pretty straight, clear trend lines around this if I wanted to, right? Easy peasy. I don't really have to question what this looks like. So yeah, there you go. Oh my God, what just happened? Uh, yeah. So, anyways, yep. All right, let's keep it moving. We're only at 60. We have a bunch more to go. Yeah, you look great. Look at you consolidating all that. Skip, fuck out of here. Don't care about no random biotech. Not trading that shit. Let's keep going. I shit on biotech every day. Little do you guys know I trade biotech so often. I just trade the gappers. But yeah, I'm just not. I'm not into the random biotech stocks, man. I think they're very dangerous. My chart looks all scrunched up. God damn, I can't talk. Yeah, you look good. This also was, um, and if we look on the hourly, let's see what we have. We had this hourly range. Then we had some breakouts a little bit earlier. This one wasn't as clean. I don't know how you would have drew this one. This one had some updates on it. Yeah, like this. This would have been hard. This one would have been a little bit harder, but you can even see like on the hourly though, it still looks. If you would have just waited, or I don't know, waited for a range to form, which what you should do, because this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is 2 days worth of trading right here. There's seven. There's pretty much technically there's 6.5 hours, but it's pretty much 7 hourly bars. Um, a week? No, I mean in 2 days. No, there's seven in one day. I don't know. I'm going crazy here. So yeah, this broke. Cool. And then it doesn't really look that good on the hourly. I mean, doesn't really look like a breakout really has formed yet, but I mean, on a daily, it definitely shows that it has. Like I said, one of the hardest things about this is going to be where's the entry. Where is the entry at? Because that's the hard part to figure out for the setup. Huh? First red day in a while? Okay, you said that earlier. I don't know why it didn't pop up. This is a Pete setup? Where's the setup? I type in the right stock? I don't know. Whatever. Let's get back to uh oh. Oh yeah, we were already just here. All right, cool. Um yeah, most of the shit look like shit. Okay, so that's where we was at. Yeah, this was a Pete setup too. All right. Pete, I don't know what the actual actually let's get out of there. Ouch. Biotech confirmed. So yeah, had earnings beat pretty significantly. 0.30 beats by 0.69. So this is like a huge beat. And the rev beat is pretty good also. The rev beat is like 33% in itself. Uh I mean, I don't see any buyout rumors. Where's the buyout rumor? I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but I mean, it just seems like a bunch of good good news happening for this stock. And this stock doesn't look like it's trading like a buyout rumor at all. I don't know where you got a buyout rumor from, but yeah, I don't. So it had two FDA approvals like the last 6 months. Top 10 earnings per share upside surprises of Q3. Previous quarter, strong. Goldman Sachs, that's like a reliable analyst. You know, like they provide loans and banks and other shit like that. I think they put this as a buy. Um, yeah, like someone said that their drug is outperforming. I don't know. Like there's a bunch of good stuff here. And then February 26th, Crystal Biotech confirms cancellation from. Okay, so they had some type of conference and then they denied they're not going to do it because their CEO is sick. Oh, so people thought this was some type of big news coming up, like a buyout or something, and then they realized I don't know. So they thought maybe at this conference they were going to announce that it was a buyout, or may have canceled from an event due to impending merger acquisition. The shares likely popped because sometimes traders believe that a company. They're saying that. Well, they're saying something a little bit different than what you're saying, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Cool. I'll be probably watching this one tomorrow. This one seems very explosive. I mean, yeah, it seems pretty explosive. I'll be watching this one tomorrow for sure. In biotech is still decently hot. It's cooling down for sure. Like biotech's slowing down. What the just happened to my speed? Bruh, stop. You know, wait, what? It feels weird. My mouse speed just got cut in half by like a trillion. It's nasty work. Um, wait. Is this should be in a breakout though, right? Because this is definitely extended as hell. That's the other thing. I'm trying to see like in my mind, like what stocks I know biotech stock can be extended. Yeah, that signs. So let's see. Yes, actually, I mean, it traded 2.2 times R RVAL today. So I don't know. I mean, looks like it must have had some value. So I mean, at the open, This 935 candle traded way over the average volume. The average volume is 4,000 shares for a 5-minute candle. This one traded 45.1. So it had some opening morning volume for sure, but it was usually, it wasn't consistent until these bars. So there was definitely some type of propaganda going around here because the volume bars are just jumping around everywhere. And then you can see on the sell off, there's just a huge rush of people selling off. That's just unnatural. That's very unnatural. So this is like momentum volume sitting in here. You know, if we look at this. So if we go to the other day, right? The other day you see almost no volume like this except in the morning and at the open, which is what you see for every single stock. The morning bar and the close bar is going to be the strongest bars. Even today, you can see the close bar was very strong. That's just how it goes. That's how every stock looks like. But to have massive bars like this in the middle of the day means some type of news was, some type of group, investors, someone who has some buying power, some money was behind this. There was a reason this happened. This doesn't randomly happen. This much volume doesn't randomly happen for this long of a period. So this is probably when they figured out that there was going to be a merger or acquisition or something was going to be canceled. Someone figured something out. I don't know what that something is. But this doesn't seem like, you said today, oh, you said, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. It had buyout rumors. I thought you were saying it crashed because the buyout was being canceled. But no, it crashed because the conference being canceled. The conference was being canceled because of the buyout rumors. So you're saying they pulled out of there. That's what the news was saying. They pulled out of conference because of those rumors. All right, moving on. Talked about this stock enough. All that analyzation of one stock is just not that important. You don't need to know that much about one stock to trade it properly at all. All that news is honestly not going to help you trade it better in the first place. I mean, at least for me, I don't hold biotech now. If you want to be an investor or whatever, I mean, different story. App looked like it broke out here, and now you can see it's pulling back. It looks shitty. A lot of these P setups right now do not look like they're working at all. They look pretty garbage. But that could be due to the market. You know, the market's just not, it's not where it was a week ago. Like I said, money right now, money trading these gappers, these breakouts, or these momentum setups, these earning, not momentum setups, these earnings momentum setups is very bad. It's not working. It's not working on a large scale. You really have to pick the right stocks. And if you can't do that, you should probably just stop trading them now, because we'll probably get another free money market period doing something in the next week. Not next week, I'm lying. The next couple of months, like for sure. Whether it be breakouts, whether it be some type of PED setup, we'll get some type of free money setup in the next month. And I'll tell you what, you might not be able to figure it out, but I will. So, I mean, that's literally how I trade. I just reverse engineer stuff that works. I figure out why it works, and then I trade. So if you stick around, you'll probably see me figuring out what is working. Because like I said, one of the things that I noticed worked really good last year and was working for the last 3 months, breakout wise, not gapper wise, but from breakouts, was this PED, right? And that's why I started trading it. That's why I wanted to study it, because I don't know anything about it. That's why I'm studying it now. That's why I'm going to figure out how to trade it properly. When should I be trying to enter? What time frame should I be looking at? Because I know nothing. And then when I ask people about this setup, they know seemingly the basics and think it's an edge. And it's just not an edge. It looks retarded to me. Oh, I said the R word again, right? Whatever. Looks retarded to me. So I'm not going to do, like, I actually form a real edge. I actually do real studying. I actually know what the fuck I be talking about. So when people be coming up and, yeah, man, it's just post earnings drift. You know, you just trade consolidation range of a pivot after. No, because I can see that's clearly not going to work when the market's not super easy mode. But this setup clearly has some type of real edge to it. And it could be a long process, and I imagine it is, just like all the other studies I did where I formed real edges, where I can trade them during times where it's not free money, you know. Why can I pick out the best stocks of the day usually? Well, it's because I spent hundreds of hours looking into the best stocks of the day. I mean, I've been doing this for 4 years, right? No, that's not true. I've been doing this since 2021 in August. I've been streaming. I've been recording the best setups. I've been studying my ass off. Um, I mean, I have literally tons and tons of data proof of why I know exactly if I should be trading 1 minute to 5 minute open range high, if neither of them works, where my low day stop should be, like where my stop should be, all the types of different stops, which one, the most effective, which one has the lowest win rate, which one provides the most R. Like, I mean, I put in the time. And I'm going to do the same thing for this Pete setup. Probably. I did talk to a couple of my friends who I study with. We all are kind of interested in it. We all have kind of been noticing it a little bit more. And yeah, we looked into some stuff. And yeah, thing is, sometimes some studies is not worth it if you're already making money. I'm already making money, right? I don't really need to do another study. I can just keep trading and focusing on what I'm trading, which was the plan for this year. But I'm a greedy bastard. I want to know. And I feel like this is another. I mean, this is another gapper strategy. It's not, but it is, because it starts from a gap. And like I said, I trade all things gaps. That's what I study. So I feel like even though this gapped up and then it breaks out later, I feel like I should understand it. I feel like this is in my realm, and I'm already tracking all these earnings gappers, all these different gappers on news and different catalysts. You know, so I feel like I'm already right there, but I'm definitely not right there. So that's not the truth. This one, I think this was a good. Let's look at this one on the hourly, because I think this one maybe was a no. This looks terrible. But you get this big green bar here, so maybe it doesn't look as terrible as I'm making it. But where did all this? Oh, so day one it ran up huge. So day one this ran up 84%. Ooh, goodness. All right, so that's definitely out of the normal realm. I didn't understand that one went up 84%. Point is, my let's go to we only got a couple of these left, so we'll talk about the P stuff and what I figured out so far. When I get done with the rest of these, we can then talk about the fuck out of here, man. All these look like shit. Looks terrible. You guys got folded. Crypto got folded today completely. But didn't Bitcoin like pull back massively too, though? Right? I think Bitcoin like lost like 8% today. Oh my goodness. Bitcoin was at 50,000 something last week. This thing is tearing it up. Look, February 6th, it was at 43. It put in a 50% move damn near. What? Literally. Okay. Damn near last week, this was at 51. This gained like 25%. Is my math off? No, 20%. This gained like 20% in a week. Bro, this is a huge asset. Like, wow. Wow. Crypto should have really boomed. Well, crypto did boom. Like MSTR did like 100%. Coin did like 70, 60. Yeah. I just took the miners, and yeah, we missed out on a clear televised theme. It wasn't that televised this time. I got my ass kicked believing something that I shouldn't. All right, so let's talk about what was the good P setups that I've seen so far. I didn't take pictures of all of them, right? But a lot of these are extended, so that's like the first thing to note. Let me refresh the chat real quick, see if anyone said anything. Okay, cool. No one said anything. Great. We continue on. A lot of these P setups are extended, right? So that's like the first thing. When we look at the ones like some of these, I mean, even this is extended from the 10, right? And this one is catching up. But you can see some of these go on like the third or fourth day of consolidation. Like this KRYS, if this went today, looks like a pretty good setup. We check the hourly. You can see on the hourly time frame, it is getting support on its moving average. It's not really like breaking them too much. But on a daily time frame, it looks pretty extended. So what I'm thinking, I do like the ones, I do think there's significant value in a daily, like the daily moving averages catching up. Not all of them, just like the 10-day. Because if all of them catch up, then the stock's probably a little bit weaker. But pretty much my theory so far is stock gaps up a decent amount. When it gaps up a decent amount and it doesn't immediately take off, but it's hanging in there, it's trying to digest this move. When it's digesting this move, you can find hourly support. When it's ready to then break out, right? Let's say if some more news comes out, that might be the catalyst that makes it wants to break out. But do we have any good ones? The only real one that I've seen so far was Hims. And I think Hims had something the other day, some news the other day that made it want to. Nope, doesn't look like it. Wait. Let me check the other site. No, why'd you do that? It's not the other site. No, I didn't ask for that. Even though I do like that site. Oh, we should have did that too. Okay, we gonna damn. That's too much stuff. One day, hims, hers, blah blah blah. I don't know what I mean, this has news every single day. I don't know which one of these news is important. 144, 4. Okay. This this 4 stuff is okay. So all these little notes have meanings. Like these 4s mean someone brought, I think it has to be like it's a certain amount of shares of the company, of the securities, I guess we can call it. 144, reporter proposed sell of security. I don't know what this one, well, I mean, it literally says what it is. So someone sold off some amount of the shares of security. But 6 days, 1 week ago, it broke out yesterday. There's no real important news. So no, we don't have anything. Okay, so anyways, you can see here, we found some hourly support, right? It's kind of surfing it. As you see, we have the 21, we have the 9, and then it broke this range. Okay, then it went. This one looks pretty clean. There were some other ones, like ASPN went one day. You can see ASPN clearly surfing the 10, not the 10, the 9 EMA, surfing the 21, finding support. And it's kind of like holding it. This support, I mean, it's breaking it and also holding it at the same time. I don't know. But that's why I don't really use hourly time frames that often, because it seems like it respects nothing but whatever the fuck it wants to respect. Not really my thing. I don't trade on hourly too much, but for this, I think it might be something we need to do. And then you can see it put in all these consolidation and broke out here. It happened to fail. Like I said, most of these have failed. So I was trying to look for one that didn't fail. Most of these have failed the last couple of days. So I don't think taking the setup right now is exactly great, because pretty much every single one I've tracked over the last week has failed. None of them have worked. None, literally none. None of them have moved far. So what this tells me is, you off the very base of a Pete setup, you need to have some type of advanced knowledge. The market right now is showing follow through. Some stuff is showing follow through, right? There's a decent amount. My backwatch list is filled, has 105 stocks. That's more than it's been pretty much since like November or December. So this is the most amount of follow through we have seen year to date. These P setups are not working. Now, once again, during the November run, you can see like this TGTX, this looks like it could be a potential P setup or whatever, right? I don't know. But since year to date, most of these setups, and I mean, we're just now exiting quarter 1 of earnings. We have not really, I haven't seen these really working right now, right? So says something. Says either you need good market conditions to trade this, or you need to have advanced knowledge, which is why when people say, hey, I just been doing this, and I'm like, that's just the basic stuff. And I can go and track that and see that that has not been working. And people can't really define their entries. Once again, where do you enter? You can't just say you enter when you break some type of range. You enter when you break day one range, or do you wait for it to consolidate? What time frame are you? All these things are going to give you different entries. So when I don't know, when I talk to people and they can't explain stuff, I just kind of quit listening, because you should be able to explain your setup, the basics of your setup. You should be able to explain that pretty easy. Like, but most people I talk to about this setup have, they just make it seem so simple. And when you make something sound so simple, I know for a fact you don't have advanced knowledge on it. And when you don't have advanced knowledge on it, you're trading based on situational awareness, the market conditions, the theme, the hot sectors, discretion. And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's how you should trade as a discretionary trader. That should be the goal. You have something that you know has an edge, but you don't have advanced knowledge on it. So you just trade it when it's working. This setup has been working for like the last year. Right now, currently, it's not working. Appears to me a lot of these things are falling apart, and it could just be this month that is falling apart. But yeah, my whole theory on this is that you need some type of good catalyst that's going to give you actual momentum to build into. You wait for that move to get digested. On the day that it breaks out, you should see some volume. Some day that it breaks the range, like ASPN. The day that it broke out here. You can see that this volume, this day right here. Let me go in draw mode. Boom, this day right here, and this day, these are the 2 days that I'm talking about. You can see that during these 2 days, the volume was extended from before. The volume was definitely increasing, right? So that's what we want to see. And ASPN didn't have any news or anything, but you want to see some type of increased volume on this day. I think that's a basic start, a good showing. To breaking that range. You can see it clearly broke that range. It still failed. It still flopped. But yeah, like I said, so there has to be some type of, this looks ugly. Okay. That's the one I just drew. Why is my line crooked? Oh, I drew this on the hourly. Why is my line going upwards? That's fucking terrible. Can't draw upward trend lines. Whatever. Yeah, we'll do something like this. I don't know. We could also just do something like this here. And then we can say this already broke out, because it kind of looks like it might have broke out today. I know it did break this range today, but that's what I'm saying. Like, where do you take the top of the range? Like, I have no clue. Like, and this is kind of my thing with breakouts too. Like, breakouts is very hard to define, like this range. Now, I think when you have, let's find like a breakout range. Like, I don't think I have any breakouts. I have a lot of stocks flagged. All right, so for example, like this Foot Locker, this setup right here, we can clearly see it ran up and consolidated. Where would I take this? I probably wouldn't take this here. That's not how I really trade breakouts, but something like this. This could be a range. I don't know. Everyone trades stuff different. But I feel like in the traditional Chris Kulamagi setups, we know we're trading like pendants or like ascending triangles. Actually, I can just draw. Why am I even saying this when I can just, you trade stuff like this? Okay, I can draw straight lines now. Don't do that. You trade stuff like this, right? You trade setups that kind of have like this. Some people might be trading something that has lower highs like this. I don't really tend to trade this that much. You also might trade something that has, more of the barcode setup, and it's kind of like straight across. So you have like a couple of different, and all of these come from like a flag up. So all these come from like a stock price going up and each one kind of makes like a flag. This is what we call like our flags. This is kind of like the basic four that you kind of see. Now, people force fit these setups to look different, but this is kind of what we're looking for. On this Pete though, right? On this Pete, it looks a little bit different because what I'm seeing here is we get a gap up. So let's say the price starts here. We get a gap up and we get a candle like this. Dude, why did I not draw a straight candle? All right, don't be an idiot. We get a gap up and we get a straight candle like this. From here, the next day, we might get a bar like this. And then, next day, we might get a bar like this. And then we start going sideways. So when we start going sideways, do you take that break of the high? Like, I don't know. And then you might get this bar here. And this, obviously in hindsight, this bar looks great. Like, oh, you take it this one here. But you have multiple opportunities to take other days. So that could be one. Let me exit that. That could be one example. Another example could be like you're here. Why not? Yeah, I could have just drew squares the whole time. So you get like here, and then you get here, but then it goes sideways like this. It starts doing something like this. Your moving averages come here, like something like that. Boom. So now we're at our moving average. So when do you take it? If it broke out, here, do you take it here? When it breaks this right here, or do you wait for it to break this range? So it breaks this range, but then like next day, where's the stop? Like it's a stop, low consolidation, low like. So it's like all these different things that go into it that I don't understand right now. Right. But when people say, hey, you can't really trade, this doesn't have the same structure of a breakout. I mean, point blank, period. It just doesn't. So I don't know. Like, do you use lower day stop? I probably would never use lower day stop. I mean, that stop is always terrible. It's been terrible for years. I don't know why people still use it. It's a joke. I will only use lower day stop on something I had like superior confidence in it. Even then, if I had superior confidence in it, I probably still wouldn't use a low day stop. I would just use like low of candle of when the breakout bar happens on an hourly. Why would I want to use low day stop when if I have superior confidence in something and I get a huge hourly bar like we did on HIMS, right? If I get this hourly bar, well, this happened to be lower day, I believe. But yeah, I would just use the low of this candle. So if this happened midday, like let's say I was taking this setup here, I wouldn't use lower day. That's like 6%. But if I just use something like here, use lower candle, that's like 2%. Huge difference. So now when I'm winning on this trade, I'm winning a lot more money. I'm up a lot more. I don't know what a Pete setup is. So I mean that's what I'm saying. Like I have no clue. But I mean my base understanding from my setup, there has to be a gap. There has to be some type of clear gap above a range. Now, this probably had earnings and went up and then consolidated and then broke out. That's cool. That happens all the time. That is definitely the original PED setup that people was looking into for sure. From my understanding, I read a couple of chapters about the post earnings drift, right? But I'm not doing what other people did. I'm just going to do what I know works, right? I'm going to do what I know, not what I know works, what I know has more credence, more edge in it, right? So the one that I understand and that I see a lot of, and that might just be pure hindsight or pure bias of my experience or completely anecdotal, but what I do know is that strong stocks that the market likes gaps up. And when they don't gap up 30, 40%, that does not mean that the market didn't like it like a 30 or 40% stock. It just means it probably has a better chance of, running longer. So if I get really good news, like something like SG. SG had really good news, right? A lot of good stuff happened to it. Gapped up 24%. That's actually a lot. But it gapped up 24%. Right? If this gapped up 50%, probably fails the first day, but only gapped up 24%. We know the market likes it. So when it start going sideways, I can be like, okay, well, I know the market did like this move a lot. Or for example, like we got crowd today. Crowd gapped up a lot today, right? Crowd gapped up. My thing says it moved up 23%. That's a very strong move, man. 23%. Like you're borderline reaching levels of extension that you shouldn't be reaching for a actual large cap stock. Or a mid cap stock, like you shouldn't be reaching 20. You shouldn't be gapping up this much. This happens all the time. And if you check these out, these stocks that gap up 20, 30%, they usually don't run for a long time. Not I'm saying it wrong. They don't, not like they don't run. They gap up and then they go sideways because the move can't be digested immediately. The move can't process. It can't keep just shooting up because it's already overextended. But and that's why I was saying like these moves have to digest. So when the market gaps you up so much, usually you have to digest the move. And then during that digestion, if you hold that range, that's a very strong showing, especially in good conditions. So then you need to, that's what we need to figure out. We need to figure out how can we take the other side of this digestion. So when it goes up, when that digestive move digests and we're now in that consolidation, it starts going up, how could we get into that? Because we know the market, we already seen that the market likes this stock. So we don't have to guess anymore. Right? So we don't have to guess anymore. Like, does some earnings, like the stock just goes up. Well, most really strong catalysts produce gaps. That's without a question. That's a fact. That's not me guessing. That's not anything. Unless it happens intraday, unless the catalyst literally happens intraday, most strong catalysts that happens post or pre-market makes the stock gap up. It brings volume in those times. That's how we know the market wants this. Now, if the market gaps it up too much, it will then dump because short sellers start to win. Not enough people believe in it to boost the stock up. That's the basic understanding of a gapper. It gaps up because the market likes it. The market likes whatever the news, whatever the catalyst is, enough that people are buying post and pre-market at high levels of volume. This is the basic understanding that lets you know people want to be in this stock. And when it fails, was saying that someone's shorting the stock or the news has reversed or something like for example, the stock we was just talking about, the KRRYS, right? So if you get a huge move and then it just automatically just reverse on because something's happening, some type of news has been retracted, some statement's been wrong, which does happen, not all the time, but yeah. We're almost at an hour, so we have to wrap up today's stream. But we'll be back tomorrow. Same stuff usually. We got a couple more things to do. I'm gonna read what you guys are saying. Are you a mod in Chris? Okay, you can't talk in Chris thing because you didn't read the rules. It's just as simple as that. So even though I probably shouldn't show you this, but if you go here to rules and you click these little emojis like everyone else has, this cat and this, you'll then be able to talk. Someone just messaged me. Who just messaged me? You'll then be able to talk. So it says, in order to participate in this Discord, scroll up and read the message above. So you need to just like all these things, right? And then, but actually read this. These are rules on how to conduct yourself in the Discord. So actually read all this stuff, right? So that's why you can't do that. All right, let me get out of here. Are you I don't know if you count. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Not my setup, but I think this had earnings somewhere around like here. So I don't know where to say. Okay, maybe it had earnings. Let's look at when it had earnings, and then we'll be able to. All right, so 10K 229 is when his annual report was released. Non-gap 229 EPS. I really don't. The gap wasn't even. Ouch! 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 The gap wasn't even like that good. So 229. It did have a gap up. Yeah, it definitely had it had a gap up here and completely failed. Can't really. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't look that good for me for a setup, but doesn't look like the ones I see that works. But I don't really. I'm not the master of this setup. There's no. I don't really see a clear gap here. Maybe this day it gapped up or something. But this looked like this could have been a P setup. Like this is the one I was talking about where, you form something inside that range, right? And then it broke out. So this made a huge move. This is what I'm talking about. We know the market likes this move. It made a huge move. The market wants this stock, right? Then it went sideways. So it's digesting this move. The 10-day caught up, and then you see it broke out. Now, the question is, once again, when it broke out, what was the day to get in here? Was it this day? If I zoom in here, was this the day to get in? Or was this the day to get in? Or was this the day to get in because it broke the original EP high day range? These are the questions that I need to figure out, because I guarantee I can figure out some metric or whatever. I can figure out some type of metric that will probably produce higher quality trades on this, but you still got to figure out your TA, your risk management system, to apply to this setup. And to me right now, since I don't have a reliable TA that's going to say, hey, my win rate should be this, I should be taking it when it's here. This is all guesswork right now. And trading all guesswork is not ideal, in my opinion. That's not something I personally want to do. All right. The 20th. The 20th of what? This 20th? I'm not sure what day you're talking about. I personally don't see anything here. I mean, I don't want this stock at all. This looks pretty bad to me. This whole thing just looks boring. Like this looks like this move right here looks clean. And then after this move here, I see nothing but a stock trying to digest this move again. And maybe here, maybe this day right here, I would have took it. This day right here looks pretty clean. But I trade breakouts on clear actual breakouts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't use low day. I believe in trying to get into the stock at the right time on high volume or high confidence stuff that I studied. And I don't use low day, and I get in, and yeah, so I can take a trade at the top of the range or something, because if this would have worked out, this would have been, even that low day, this is 3.4% stop. So if this was actually going to break and you had a 3.4% risk on the trade, I mean, if this goes up, 30%, you're up 10R. In December, where's December? Oh, December 20th. If you took this December 20th, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know when to get in. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like maybe it's the break of an intraday range. Maybe, the 21st could have been it. I mean, most likely I would have probably took the 21st but I could also see taking the 20th. But like I said, I don't know, man. Like it's a relatively new setup to me. I'm not an expert on it by no means. I'm not about to sit here and tell people how to trade it. I can only tell you what I see so far, and stuff like that. I have no clue on entries. I have no clue on stops. I can just tell you on this specific price action that's happening because of the catalyst of the earnings or the catalyst of different momentums and stuff like this. And I'm pretty sure like this didn't happen because of earnings. I've never seen 126% gap up because of earnings. This had some other news for sure, without a question. I've never seen 120% gap up because of earnings. Never. Never. Not once. Not once. And like the 20 years back that I've studied, I've never seen a gap up that big because of earnings. Yeah, this thing had earnings November 14th. Oh, wait, hold on. This is 12/4. So, yeah, it's earnings. This is not an earnings setup, but regardless, like I said before, our P setup is going to be based on earnings as a start because earnings is easy to figure out. From there, we can extrapolate and expand to see if this works with other type of catalysts. But the basic one we want to look at is just earnings. So, all right, let's move on. We have some stuff to do, and it's like 11:30. It's getting pretty late. I streamed late today because I was sleeping like a lazy bum. But we're going to talk about our trades that we took at the end of the day. Maybe we'll explain why we took them. I mean, I explained why I took them literally yesterday. So, I mean, if you want to know why I focused on the setups I took, it was literally before the day opened, before the market even opened. I had already explained what setups I was going to take out of all the setups that was presented. So yesterday, ASIP was the only one that wasn't on the list. But yesterday, AVA, PAY, APGE, and some other stock was also on the list. I don't know what happened to other stock and where it went. But I had already decided which ones I was going to trade. And if you noticed yesterday, I said AVAV, and I said, hey, this had some good it has some good earnings. The market's reacting to it strongly, right? Look at all the volume that happened yesterday in post market. I don't even think I could show post market yesterday. Okay. Well, I really can't because now it looks insignificant. This is pre-market, by the way. But yesterday in post market, we got a ton of volume. That made this trade like double is R valve yesterday because literally just the post market volume that came in. Most stocks don't trade a lot of post-market volume. Most stocks don't do that. So the fact that it literally had traded like a day's worth of volume in the post-market was already a great sign. So that's one. Two, the theme. This right here. This, let me draw. This little aerospace and defense, we talked about how we were seeing this heat up. We've seen two stocks already in this week alone, two stocks had made breakout runs, and we have them in our backwatches. I don't know how they did today, but if I go to industry, right? So we already see SP. Look at this. This is SPR. This is SPR. This is not hard to figure out. If you just do basic, you have a basic backwatch list and you actually just record the stuff that's going on and you pay attention to it. You just don't over skim it and just throw stocks in there. You're actually paying attention to what you're doing. You should have good situational awareness. Now, once again, I say that, but it took me like a year to develop this situational awareness. I didn't even know what situational awareness was until 2022. So don't let me be all high and mighty. But once again, Exxon broke out, SPR broke out. We already knew it was a theme here. Right? So what did we think that AVAV was going to do? AVAV was going to do, right? Your two counterparts already broke out. They're in the same group. You got good news today. You got good earnings. Why would you do something different when all the other ones are breaking out? Clearly, right now, you guys are in theme. Why? And I know for a fact the market is not in theme right now. Gappers have not been strong. So I'm going to avoid most of the gappers and trade the hot theme in a stock that has good news, showing absurd amount of volume in post market, et cetera, et cetera. Why would I do anything else? So that's why I took this one. AISP. Now, we didn't even finish going over everything we're supposed to, but whatever. ASIP, I kind of flubbed today. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't flub it, but I also did flub it at the same time. Let's go over here. So we also took the low float, small cap breakouts that we do trade. I took this one right here. This was the entry. We're not going to really spend too much time on this. There's a bunch of videos on my YouTube that show how to trade these, bunch of markups and stuff like that. So this was, no, that's a lie. This was my breakout. Okay, let's redo, undo. So this was my breakout bar here that I entered on. You can see we had a flag. It broke. We got another flag here, or we barely got another flag here. And this is respecting the 9 EMA. It looks pretty good. It broke this range. I took right here at like, I don't know what this was. This is like 586 or something like that. I don't know. Whatever it was, not that important. I took the entry right here when this broke. My stop was the low of the candle, the low of the previous candle. So let's turn this to red. Low of the previous candle here. So low of candle. Being lazy, don't really want to draw this out. Okay, so and then it ran all the way up here. I chipped here because it was above the Bollinger Bands, actually. Doesn't show it. And then I also chipped here because it went above the Bollinger Bands. And the risk was pretty tight. This was like a 6 or 7% risk. The stock went up like literally like 50 or 40%, something like that. It went up a lot. So I took a chip here, took chip here. It broke the EMA here, and this was my exit. So this was not a huge trade because from here to here was like a 2R trade. So from this point here, with my risk being like 7% or whatever where I entered that. So, right, this was like my risk. And from here to here was like redo this. It broke here. This was the profit, right? Should have really made that green. This was the profit. This was the profit range where we exited at. So, and then we'll put exit here. So this is kind of what this trade looked like. Kind of sloppy because I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it, but whatever. So yeah, you can see this is like a 2R trade here, but I did chip above this and also chipped up here. If I'd exited all the way up here, I would have made tons of money. I was up like this trade alone. At one point on this trade, literally, I was up probably like 6 or 7% of my account on this just one trade. Literally, just one trade. It was up like 6 or 7% of my account, but I probably only made like maybe 3% of my account on this trade. Wasn't a huge trade for me, in other words. I was probably up way more than 6 or 7%. I was probably up like 8 or something. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. No, I actually had already sold like 25% here. So there's no way I was up 10R. So yeah, I was probably up like 6 or 7% on my account max at some point in this trade. Anyways, let's move on. So AISP, we got to hold some accountability for ourselves today. I this trade up. So for some dumbass reason, I decided let's try to do a opening range high on this trade. I don't know why I decided to do this. Don't know why. I never do this, and I shouldn't do this because I know for a fact opening range highs on low float small cap, especially like if I was gonna do this, I should have did like a 5-minute opening range high or something. But even then, that would have been pretty bad in itself. You got to let these things shake out in the morning. Really, I mean, you really need to let these things shake out in the morning. Like, get all the volatility out and put a low in a day in, put in a base. Sometimes they'll go straight up, and if you get in when they go straight up, good. So I thought maybe because this had like a partnership with like the DOJ, Department of Justice, right? This had a partnership with them. So I'm like, man, this thing is going to skyrocket at some point today. I don't want to miss anything. So I was willing to risk multiple times trades on this. And it's that thirstiness that put me in this situation that probably took away a lot of my profits on this. So I entered on, I think, a 1-minute opening range high. Terrible. Got stopped out. Cool. I didn't enter a full position. I'm not that dumb. I did like 0.5. So it was like, all right, so I lost some money on it. Cool. Then I took a reversal setup, which I never do. Extremely thirsty. I took a reversal setup right here. So this bar dumped. This was actually a low day. And when this bar dumped, I re-entered here at like 306 on a reversal setup. This is something I've been trying to figure out more how to do. But I'm still not very familiar with it. And so This trade ended up getting me a decent amount of money. It went up like 2R. So, and I sold some here. I chipped some away here. But yeah, that's not what we came here to talk about. So I got that. The main move for today, let me delete this. On this stock though was this right here. So if we go through this, if we just go through this slowly, you can see, right? So we start off this morning, I take the trade, dumps, right? I get stopped out. All right, I'm like, cool, whatever. It is what it is. So then I see it's reversing, and I'm like, okay, cool. If it breaks this high of the low bar candle, I'm going to enter. It broke the high. So then I entered. Faced some slippage, got in at 306. Cool, whatever. Stock runs. So I sized my risk to be really like 2.63 or something like that. I'm sorry. I sized my risk to be like 12%. Which is wide. It's pretty wide. It's not that good. And that's not good at all. But from here, it went up 30%. So now we're up like 2.5R. So now we up like 2.5R. And I'm like, cool. Like, I chip some. So now we up pretty big. If I'd have sold all of it, it'd have been great. But we don't do that around. We don't really sell all of it until it breaks the 9 EMA. So it breaks the 9 EMA, and then when it breaks the 9 EMA, it's literally like a 1R trade, but we kind of already lost like 1R, right? So we kind of already lost like 0.5R or whatever. But I chip some here, and then I get out here. So we're up on this trade currently. Okay, so now this thing pulls back. You can see it's flagging. It's flagging. I wonder when I entered. Okay. So looking at this again, when I'm not as thirsty, this doesn't look that good. No, this consolidation actually doesn't look bad. I think maybe I'm just being harsh or something right now. This consolidation period right here, I think this is pretty clean and orderly consolidation. I think so. So yeah, when it breaks this consolidation, I enter another trade. So I enter here. I entered at the top of this bar. My stop is like the low of this bar or something. It's at the low of one of these bars. So I get a pretty good stop. I mean, it's pretty good risk. It's like 4.5%. Trade dumps. Okay, so now at this point, I'm like up 0.5R on the trade. Cool. Trade dumps. Trade starts to go sideways again. We are looking at it. Okay, wait. Sorry, went too fast. Trade starts to go sideways again. We are looking at it. I didn't take this. This would look good, but you can see it's too much contraction on the Bollinger Bands. We talked about this before. When the Bollinger Bands are right there on the top of your breakout, it's not going to break out, bro. Listen, the math for the Bollinger Bands is one of the most accurate things that you can use in the stock market. This is one of the best indicators, in my opinion, because it actually uses statistical math to predict the reach that a stock can go, right? The extension that a stock can make. You do not see stocks chilling outside the Bollinger Bands for too long. That means this is going to retrace, right? So I do not take this when it looks like this on purpose. I need some type of airspace for my stock to go up. You can see there's literally none here. And there wasn't any in real time. The contraction was getting really tight. Then we got this bar that put it to the top of the Bollinger Band. And then, okay. So now I'm looking at this. You can see this is starting to open up. I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on it. I'm like, okay, it's starting to open up more. I'm still iffy on it. All right. So then we get the volume. All right. So we get the volume that comes in here. So you can see this is almost double the volume of the previous 4 bars, right? You can see these bars are sitting there pretty low. So this bar is 700K. This is 700K. This is 275K. This is 270K. So 700, 700, 270, and 270. And then this bar puts up 1.5 mil. So this bar puts in double the volume these previous bars do. And then that's the sign. I go in because I know that we have volume, right? We're getting extraordinary amounts of volume for this bar compared to the prior bars. And we're breaking out of this range. So I get in at the top of here. So at 330. And now we can actually mark this up a little bit. And actually, let's go sideways. So I get in at the top of this at 330. My risk is my risk is 3.64. Bro, I promise you, you can't really get better. You can't get a better trade than this. My risk is 3.64. Okay, so let's just look at this. 3.64 risk. The first bar puts me up 8.8%. I'm already up 2R on the first bar, man. All right, so now we just looking at this. And we chip here. We're up 32%. We already had a 10R trade. Literally, we already had a 10R trade, right? Then we get here. I think I chipped some here because it was over the Bollinger Bands. At this point, we are at like a 20R trade. And it does some more movement, starts consolidating, and then it breaks at 44. 44 divided by like 3.5 is let me see. 44 divided by 3.5. 44 divided by 3.5. We end up, selling around 12.5R. We sold here. This is like 20R here. So yeah, let's just mark this up a little bit. We don't need to see the rest because we get stopped out here. So let's get into our draw mode. Stop, go away. Did the computer just freeze? Okay. We don't need you to do that. Okay, exit. Okay, so once again, all right, we tried to enter here. And the consolidation was pretty tight and nice, orderly and neat right here. You also had a potential reversal set up right here. So we highlight this. Oh, this kind of blocks it though. Let's redo that. I can make this stuff thinner, right? Shift to make this thinner. Okay, let's do that. We should have been doing this a long time. Okay, so we get a reversal. No, don't do that. Okay. So we get a reversal. Let's see what else we have here. Reversal and the stop. I don't know where you want to do the stop. I think the stop would still be like low day. Let's put a question mark. Not a pro. With low day stop. All right, so we get a reversal with low day stop. We get some orderly consolidation. Get a breakout bar here. Let me get that. What is it? You see that trade would have failed, and then we get this one was tricky because I don't think this setup was that good over here. I took it because the volume though, and I was being extra thirsty. So like if I'm being honest, like I don't think this was a great entry here. I mean, in hindsight, yeah, sure. Like I'm sure everyone would have entered if you knew it was going to happen. But okay, got to get a little bit higher. Why don't you just draw it around the whole fucking thing, you genius? What are you talking about? Like this. All right, and then we get a breakout bar. Make this bigger. Breakout bar on high volume. Uh, breakout bar on high volume. Right. So we get a breakout bar on high volume. Stop lower candle or low previous candle. Yep. Turn red. And some text. Risk 3.5%. All right, we got some green, we got some chips. Some chips. Chip. Chip. And then we got red, and then we draw the line. X 9 EMA exit. All right, so now we got all this. We can just do Control save this whole thing. What is this stock called? AISP or something? All right, let's save it just in case. 3/5/2024. I was gonna tell me I can't do that, right? Cool. Don't care, buddy. To save. All right, let's um type in yellow up here. Type in yellow, put some text up here. Okay, so what are we looking at, right? All right, what are my things go? Gap was what was the gap for this? Someone tell me the gap. Gap was like highs, small cap, low float, uh, catalyst. I don't care. Whatever. Huge catalyst. Right now, safe. Oh, no, no, no. Do, 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 do. All right, that is the best move of the day. And all right, now that we are done with that, what was the gap? Because I just made that shit up because I really don't remember what the gap was. Gap was 96%. Okay, so I didn't really make it up. It was pretty accurate. Uh, anyone have any questions? Any questions, guys? No, no questions. Cool. All right. Well, uh, stream's not over because we're still not done. I know I said I was going to speed run. I absolutely lied. I lie a lot. Facts. Um, we haven't, we haven't did barely anything, bro. Honestly. So you guys can go. Pay. Yeah, you can go in here. Cool. No. PAU. What does that bring up? Get the fuck out of here. PAY. Cool. EP setups. APGE. Cool. You can make it in. You definitely deserve it. APGE. Yeah, you were already in. Cool. I figured. MRAI. Yep. Okay, so we're looking at all the stocks that we want to be looking at. Let's finish the small caps. Okay, you moved up. You had a lot of post buzz, and you have no volume, and you're gapping up 40%. What is the news, my guy? What are we looking like? What are we looking like? Let's okay, let's not, and let's go to BioCata. You do not exist in the BioCata, and you don't have any news. Okay, so you're not gonna make it. MRI, you already made it. BIAF, I didn't catch you today. What did you do? Anything significant? 92 times R valve? All right then. Bro, 92? Is that the most for the day? What did ASIP trade? 1.4K. Never mind. 92 don't seem that significant no more. 324 on a ass beating. Yeesh. All right, cool. All right, so that's all the small caps, I think. Yeah, that's all the ones we're gonna look at least. Post market moves. Let's get this together. Let's look at our PED stuff. Do you look good? You already went. No, actually, you went in the post market, so you don't count, right? That's what we seen. Yeah, you're doing some weird shit too. I'm not gonna lie. And on top of that, root is falling, right? And you're the same thing as root. So if root's falling, I don't know why you would run hot, but maybe. I mean, maybe we got a chance. Trip, you got to go. WMS, you got to go. You look decent. Yeah. Sure. I guess we can hold you. I don't know, man. I really don't like these biotech ones. I still don't want no. I still don't want no parts of biotech stocks. I just don't want them. I just don't. Even though I know they make good run ups. Like I mean, they make crazy run ups. That's not the issue. Oh, I lied. I still have another stock. I have AISP. Yeah, I'm still holding that. Right. Cool. Still holding this because I'm a madman. Let's see. Put possible P's. Any of you guys look okay? You're already in here, so we don't need to. You are a possible P for sure. You can move. Okay. No, you look ugly. I'll give you a day. Yeah, most of you guys are not ready. So, all right, cool. Moving forward. Uh, um, I don't know what we're moving forward on. Okay, we're looking at post market moves. Okay, crowd. We already checked that out. Crowd was they got a bunch of stuff going on. They had like I don't know, what is this? YS. Okay, let's validate what this is real quick. Okay, cool. You guys are not going to stop me from using your site regardless. 305, that is today. Board changes strategic leadership appointment in Chinese subsidiaries. I don't give a fuck. Why is that making you jump up so much? I'm not paying attention to you. PSTV, uh, no, you don't even have real. Yeah, you don't even have real post market buzz. It's like 3%. I'm not paying attention to that. You gotta at least get 100, man. Put 100 on the board. Do something. JL, you look terrible. All right, cool. So that's everything. And if that's everything, I'm gonna wrap this up. Uh, I'm going to export this to YouTube. Is that everything? Oh no, we didn't go over our flags. We got to get rid of all the ones that we don't give a flying about. Oh look, the trucking one is finally trying to break out. This would be a peach setup, I think. Let's check. When was your earnings? When was your earnings? Earnings February 7th. February 7th. XO. We can do it like an XPO, right? Take some pictures. Bruh. No, 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 no. Don't do that. 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 I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. So what's the screenshot button? Oh, okay. It's a screenshot button. Okay. Never mind. All right. No. Why don't I just use the tool? All right, give me another screenshot, bro. All right, so someone's messaging me and I don't give a flying fuck. I do not care. Sure. XPO. What does XPO look like on the hourly? Hour hourly, it kind of looks like shit. I'm not gonna lie here. I should really just be using this button. Because if I do this, right, it doesn't automatically save or does it? I don't think it does. But now, like, I have it, right, and I can just copy it, and then I can just go. It's a lot faster than doing it the other way. All right, cool. Um, yeah, that's gonna wrap up the stream. So that is pretty much it. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah.